So okay, it's 8 o'clock right now, and we are going to do a start a video. Before that, good evening. Welcome to Ta Ching San International Live Stream Channel. My name is Michael. I'm your host from Singapore this evening, and I'm happy to have Jung Siu from Perth joining us tonight. Hi, Jung.
Hello everyone. Hi Michael.
Okay, let me start with the introduction video of Ta Ching San. This is actually okay. Let me lower this volume. This is actually recorded in 2015, and it's actually a promo for the push hand in 2016. If I'm not wrong, this is actually the first push hand competition, and it was held at the new international hotel. This is a view from aerial view from Ta Ching San, and this is actually our last match in that competition. Okay, this competition is actually 2016, and it's a promo video for this year Ta Ching San competition. So this competition is hosted by Rezhao local government, and we are going to stream this live. So for those of you who has seen my first interview, and that was actually Master Gawin Siu, and today we actually have his son Jun Siu joining us in this interview. Jun, Jun is also an instructor in Jingmo Kung Fu School, and Jun has trained full-time on Ta Ching San in Shandong during his 2 to 3 month stay last year. And he actually made a lot of video blog. And let's take a look at one of his video that he has made.
Morning guys, it's a Sunday. I had a bit of a sleep in, just been a little bit tired. Gonna head to training now, and today's plan is to do 20 yilus and to get this correct alignment in my back and my body so that my lower back isn't as sore. Yeah, that's the plan. Let's go do that, and then lunch is after that, and then rest and more training at 3, and then rest again. No, training at 3 and then dinner, and then rest, and then more training at night. So let's go do my day. That's the plan. Let's go. Hey Hey, so we finished our morning class and today I learnt the alu, which is really exciting. Had really lots of fun learning it and pretty much learnt I think about half, and then I guess we're gonna learn the rest of it this afternoon. But now it's lunchtime. I'm back from training and lunch. It was good. I completed the alu. Yeah. I can add that to my collection of forms I know. Yeah, my legs are killing me. They're really sore from, I think from the alu pretty much, because there's a lot of jumps. This morning I really didn't feel like training. I so saw that it took me so long to warm up, but I was there and I knew in the background that if I just warmed up and did foundations and everything as we normally do, that it will all feel good towards the end.
So this is one of the many video blogs that June has created, and I must say that it's very interesting. I actually followed your blog, and yeah, it's good to see what you have done and what you have learned on Touching Sun. So could you also share with us how did you get to know Master Chen and started your training of practical method?
Yes. So I met Master Chen in 2013. And from there, my dad, my father, he started learning first and brought it to the academy, where I started to learn as well, starting with the foundations as we all do, finding it really difficult and awkward doing these circles and how to keep the elbow in and not move everything else and keeping the center still. It was all very strange. Before the Chen style practical method, we did offer Chen style, we call it old frame, so the slower version, which I didn't personally click with. And as soon as I started practical method, I just fell in love straight away. I didn't know what I was doing, but it felt so good to be doing these moves. And from 2014, in November 2014, after the Kung Fu World Championships, our team went to Jiaqing winter. I think it was the start of winter. It was very cold. And we trained there for a few days, I think, almost a week. And then we came back. And from there, 2014, I never stopped. As you mentioned, I started training there full-time on 2 to 3 months. And in between, Master Chen comes to Perth. I met him in Singapore, met him in China, Jiaqing. That's how I started practical method and how I met Master Chen.
That is interesting. Could you also share with us what difference did you discover between Chen style Tai Chi Chuan practical method and the martial arts that you have learned before?
Yep. So at the beginning, it was quite different in both varieties, that I couldn't mix and match them. Like the principles or the movements, I really had to get into the mind frame of practical method or Kung Fu. And it was, I think because I was so to it that I had to keep so much in mind, don't move, alignment, all the things that we learn. It was so different, and yet after many years and up to this point, I am now able to just put both together and not have it be such a difference. Yet it is different because it's Tai Chi or Kung Fu, but I see similarities in both arts now that I am able to hold more the principles, or stand in the positions more and be able to click from, say, Kung Fu striking to push hands, because they're all very different. If Kung Fu strike forward with our hands and feet, and then in push hands we want to be able to meet the force, get in, get stuck, and then rotate. So it's the total opposite. You don't want to keep the opponent out or your partner out. You want to bring them in. And having both being out and in, it works really well. now that I've been able to train it. At the start, it was very different.
So in your 3 months stay at Da Ching San, could you share with us your experience?
Yes. Leading up to it, I was unsure, I guess pretty scared and nervous because I'd be going by myself for the first time to the third time to Daching San. I went to the 2015 push hands competition, and then later that year I went to the 3 month. And going into it, I had the support from my dad and Master Chen. He'd previously mentioned to when I have the opportunity to go and stay for a long period of time at Daching San to get into that intensive training and get past that hump of practical method. And I guess I took the plunge and I went there knowing and being aware that I was very scared, very nervous, but excited at the same time because I'd be traveling by myself, no one else, and have the Daching San staff cook the meals for me, and I just turn up and eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I can just concentrate on walking to training, walking to breakfast, walking to lunch, walking to rest. Don't need to drive. The first few months, maybe 2, was quite an experience because it was still all very new, and I learnt a lot. So over the time I was there were workshops, there were other Chinese locals or Chinese citizens come and train as well. So I didn't always know anybody, and it was always foreigners as well. Quite interesting to go from a space, say Australia, going into a class where I know most people, know my father, and know what we're doing, going to a class situation in Daching San where I'm a totally new student and being able to pick up things in Chinese because I can't speak Mandarin or understand it as much and not as fluent. So for me, it was to look at the actions, copy the actions, and try and pick up what I can, and then put all the pieces together at the end of the day, pretty much, and do that for 2 months. And I actually learnt a lot doing that, not understanding the Mandarin and being able to put all the pieces together without having that filter. We all have that filter where some information comes in and you go through your own filter. You go, oh, that must mean this logically, so I can do this. But I didn't have that. All I had was to look at action, watch Chen Shu or Xiaowei do an action, and I must just copy because I didn't have any more explanation than what they said in Chinese. So the first 2 months was interesting like that. Learnt a lot. I actually hurt my lower back because I was training every single class as much as I can without warming up and just going straight into it. So I noticed lots of things as well while being sore, where I should warm up, where I should be aligned more as well because I might be leaning forward or not in the right position. And then the last month, I reckon, was definitely a homesick sort of month. I got used to the routine and it became my norm. So 2 months of the Daching San intensive training, which was really good. But as a human, I felt really homesick as well. So waking up, especially when it started getting colder in the months, it was hard to get out of bed and get to training or get to lunch and dinner. But I did it, and I'm glad that I did it. And on top of that, there was push hands training as well, where when Master Chen was there, it was really helpful when he would just speak in Chinese and just following the actions once again. But once in a while, he'd explain to me in English. But it was more of a Chinese audience, so he'd speak only Chinese. And picking up all these push hands, applications, and forms and things that I didn't pick up before, and pick up so much knowledge. I had a notebook as well, so I was writing down every single second that I could. And it was overall such a massive experience. And I think I'm going to do it again next year.
So do you have any memorable or unforgettable experience there on the mountain?
Okay. I think it would be having the space to train, eat, and rest only. I know in our own little worlds in Singapore, Australia, we have work, we have cars, we have bills. We need to cook and we need to clean and we need to sleep and all these chores or responsibilities, I guess. The memorable thing is that how much time I had to just focus on me and my training without having these responsibilities back home. And it was a pleasure to have that space.
I understand that you actually took part in some push hand competition during your stay there.
Oh yeah.
Could you share with us your
Yes.
the experience that you had?
Yep. So it was the Wudangshan, I'm pretty sure, competition. And weeks leading up to it, I was asking whether Chenshu, Xiaohui, anyone from Daqingsan was going, and whether I could go. And I was speaking to Dad back home saying, there's a competition, should I do it? And, he was saying, yeah, why not? Because it's a great experience and you might not be able to do it again. And I said, true. So I signed up for the Tai Chi form, so doing the Yilu and the push action as well. Now, if I run you through the day and how it went, we woke up in the morning and went to the arena where the forms were held. Not speaking the Chinese, not understanding, Chen Shu was leading the way and finding my spot where I need to perform and then come off the stage. It was also raining. I thought I'd had time to warm up, so I just left the time and waited, and that was a mistake because 5 minutes later I was on the stage doing my form, getting judged, and I hadn't warmed up yet. Doing some foundations. I wanted to do some foundations at least, and I didn't have the chance to do that. So I went straight onto the stage. I believe Master Chen was watching. Chen Shu, Xiaohui was watching as well, supporting me. Did my form. It happened so quickly to leave so quickly to go to the next event that I didn't get time to reflect and process that. So we went straight to another event, which then led into the push hands competition later on, where Chen Shu, myself, and Xiaohui entered in. So I was in the lowest weight category. We weighed in the night before. I was in the I think 55 to 60 category. And she was the 60 to 65. And Xiaohui was, I want to say, 75 to 80, maybe. I'm not sure. The heavier one. So we all had our weight categories. I think I was pushing first. We were all in our zones, finding our space to warm up for push hands, feeling very, very nervous. I hadn't done much push hands prior that competition at Daqingsan because there weren't many with. So I was just doing my best to remember what I know, warming up with some foundations, and I remember feeling very nervous because all these competitors in front of me looking very strong, and the self-doubt I had going, oh no, he looks like he might be in my weight category. He looks very strong, or this person looks very big and very tall, or this person, and I was just self-doubt. It came to my turn to push. I felt pretty confident in just that I was doing the best I could. It was contact, 3, 2, 1, start. So I started, and then I was doing pretty good, finding my space, and then, he threw me, and I'm pretty sure my round lasted like 45 seconds. The guy was pretty good. And then I came off, and I was doing a vlog actually after that, so I made sure I had a good day for the competition. And I remember feeling pretty happy and relieved that it was over, but also that I gave them my best shot. And I knew that I did my best, and winning or losing didn't matter, but I did that experience, had that competition experience. Yeah, it was overall pretty good.
So, what would you like to say to those who are thinking of visiting this year's October 28th to 30th International Push Hand Competition?
I would say definitely come along, guys. Girls, bring your family. Come stay at Daching-san and do the competition, or come watch even. It's a great experience. I believe I've experienced as well. It's like the top push hands competition we can go to as Tai Chi practitioners. I'll be there again competing. My friend Mitchell and I will be there. He'll be vlogging me while I'm doing the stuff, and I highly recommend it. Come experience the joy and the foreignness of how Chinese host their push hands competition, and then come and do some classes as well, intensive training, maybe for a few days, up to you. But give the experience a go.
Okay, thank you very much. We have reached the end of the interview. But before you go, if you like this live session, please click like and share this page or share this video to your friends. Be assured that there'll be a lot of interviewees lined up for those who have actually spent some time living on the mountain and who has taken part in the competition as well. If you do have any questions that you would like to pose to Jun Siu, feel free to post it at the comments, even if it's after the live stream. We will always be monitoring that particular post or thread, and will answer as many questions as we can, so that if you are interested to come to the mountain, we will actually, or you have any questions about visiting the mountains, we will try to answer as many questions as possible. Okay, Jun, thank you very much for sharing. We have come to the end of this live streaming, and I'd like to also thank the audience for joining us this evening, and viewers who are watching, who are going to watch this video after this session. Don't forget to like the page. You'll be informed of the next stream sessions. We usually do it either Wednesday evening or Thursday morning. Stay tuned, we will get posted. Once again, thanks June for his
You're welcome,
precious time
Michael.
away
Thank you
from
for
his
having me.
family to join us.
That's okay.
And we hope to see you who are watching right now soon, and have a good evening or morning depending on which part of the world they are staying. Okay,
See
thank you
everybody.
very much.
Thanks, Michael.
Bye bye.